3 days ago. Yesterday, the whole community was out to bury them. It's a long watch, isn't it? So did you see those corpses wrapped in white sheet? And they were in those trucks. You see those trucks that you are seeing people following in batches? Yeah, the trucks were actually, these pickup trucks were carrying the corpses. 20 people. slaughtered by these Fulani terrorists. And that's the state that Bukwari came from. And he was president for 8 years. He spent the 8 years of his presidency to try to want to force these murderous, bloodthirsty Vanins, right? To force them on us. They said we have Fulanophobia. They said we are Islamophobic. His own people were not even protected from these murderous terrorists in that sense. So he's dead now. And his people are also paying. The whole Nigeria is paying though, but yeah, his people are also paying in that sense. Because the terrorists killing them have a pact with the rulers of Nigeria, right? That they are probably sacred or they've got immunity in that regard. There is somebody who is the Yewata survivor reacting to what happened in Kwara.
So just yesterday, another gruesome genocidal attack by Fulani terrorists took place in Benue Abande village in Turan in Kwanje local government area of Benue State. The government in Nigeria cannot cease to amaze us, because these things happen every day, these genocidal killings. But they are rather concentrating their energies in image laundering. As we speak, there are a lot of government officials right here in Washington, D.C., starting from the First Lady of Nigeria to a lot of some state governors, some, senior government officials, moving from offices to offices, trying to denounce what's happening. But as they move from those offices, we're also going to the same offices and meeting the same people and letting them know the truth of what's happening and revealing the pictures, the videos, the data of everything that's happening every day. Genocide is ongoing in Nigeria. And it's so unfortunate that maybe because we've come to sort of live with it, and so a lot of people thought that it is normal. It is not normal. Yes, they thought that it is normal. That's why, like, for instance, in Abande village right now in Kwara local government, more than 20 people were killed. But the governor of Benue State won't visit that place. The president won't visit. In nowhere in the world, no country in the world, will up to 20 people be killed that the president of the country won't visit the place. Not in America, not in Russia, not in the UK, not in China. That 20 people, 20 citizens will be killed. You see, but it happened in my village, for instance, Yerota, and they didn't go there. The president didn't go, the governor didn't go until when the chief of army staff was coming, the chief of defense staff. Now it has happened in Abande village in Benue State, in Turan, that's in Kwande local government. More than 20 people were just killed in their own ancestral land on their market day. Just yesterday by Fulani terrorists. And we're behaving as if everything is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. Terrorism is going on a genocidal scale. They are killing Christians on a genocidal scale. The biggest ever genocide recorded in this world in modern times. It's happening, unfortunately, in Nigeria, most especially in the Middle Belt. From Benue to Plateau to Taraba to Nasarawa to Niger, Kwara, So we're not going to stop, and we must have solutions to this. And these guys brought up a certain strategy that when you talk about genocide, they begin to go against you. Like I've been reading in recent times where one so-called organization called the Sharia Council were like calling for the resignation of the chairman of the INEC because he wrote about genocide. Yes, genocide, and what you are doing is just a strategy. Which of course that's part of your lives. You like adopting strategies to deflect from the reality of what's happening. So genocide is happening daily in Nigeria and it needs to stop. And I'll really call on the Tinubu government to bring to account the likes of, let's call the likes of Sultan of Sokoto, the likes of Erufai, the likes of that General Dambazao, the likes of Sheikh Gumi, an established enabler. The likes of Hamid Ali, when Hamid Ali was in charge of customs, and he seized, custom recovered over thousands of automatic weapons that were imported from Turkey. Where are those weapons? Who did they give these weapons to? So the likes of Hamid Ali, all these Fulani guys, they need to answer to this. They're just killing innocent Christians, and we're saying that they will succeed because they've been killing, but they could say that for the years they've been killing, they've never really succeeded. Just imagine if we stand up and we begin to react. So they can't win. They can't. It's not possible. We are breeding a new generation of resistance army. They can't win. It's not going to be possible. So let President Tinubu stand up and bring these guys to account. It's not all about coming and going all over Washington, D.C., going from offices to offices. Actions speak louder than words. Act. People need to go back to their ancestral land and settle in peace. And then the sponsors of these terrorists need to be arrested and prosecuted. Let them account for their crimes. That is what we're saying. Let them account. So we need accountability and resettlement of our people back in their ancestral lands. Accountability. When this begin to happen, we will be the people spearheading the media team of the president to tell the world what the president is doing. You know? But for now, they are doing nothing rather than image laundering. So we can't continue like this as they move from offices to offices here in Washington and begin to launder their image or begin to want to twist and change the narrative. We will also go to those offices. We are here too. We've been going to those offices, meeting the same people with raw data, raw videos, raw pictures, evidence. You know? So, all this needs to stop. That's the truth. That's the least we're calling for.
And that's not too much. It is not too much to ask for. And fair enough, or should I say good enough. The governments of America have heard them, they've listened to them, and they've actually taken actions based on these interactions, these exchanges and all that. Rat is currently in Washington, or maybe she was last night and she's left today, I don't know. Because she attended the national prayer, which Donald Trump also attended. And he actually acknowledged her presence, the First Lady of Nigeria.
We hit him again pretty hard. But we're honored to be joined today by the First Lady of Nigeria, who also happens to serve as a Christian pastor at the largest church in Nigeria, a very respected woman. First Lady, please, where are you? Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Very respected person, too. Thank you. I'm also working for 4 years. ISIS rebuilt. And they have a little bit of ISIS now again. And we knocked the hell out of them the other day in Nigeria because they were killing Christians. You know about that. They were killing Christians. So you can't do that. When Christians come under attack, they know they're going to be attacked violently and viciously by President Trump. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. So Remy in Washington, the First Lady, the Vex Lady of Nigeria. And indeed, they have been frequenting Washington since October, since Donald Trump designated or redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular interest. Yeah, because they had to try and convince them there. There's something I have as opinion. Donald Trump intel, or should I say the intel Donald Trump or the American government seem to be acting on is that ISWAP, Boko Haram, are killing lots of Nigerians. But there is no Fulani terrorists in the mix. Do you get that? The terrorists responsible for the mass murder, the mass killings of the people of the middle belt of Nigeria, they are not Boko Haram. They are not ISWAP. They are Fulani jihadists, Fulani terrorists. Do you get that? Or when you take a look at the action of America, it's been about this ISWAP, ISIL, the affiliate of ISIL, Islamic State of West African Province, that is ISWAP. And they are more like focused on that Sahel axis, Sokoto, Borno, Lake Chad, while Fulani terrorists were having field day in the middle belt part of Nigeria, down south, coming down like that. And it's not actually looking like they are, they are looking at, their shoulders. They pretty much feel like they are operating with so much like impunity. We'll react now, then the next thing they've kidnapped a lot of people again, and then we'll react again, and then it keeps happening and happening by the same group. Do you think what I'm thinking? Like, are you seeing it the way I'm seeing it as well? The Americans' involvement in the fight against terror in Nigeria seemed to have been one-sided. Yeah, that's the way I see it. The American soldiers are now in Nigeria, and the Nigerian government confirmed that they arrived in Nigeria 2 nights ago. And I've actually seen clips of them with some of Nigerian soldiers. So they said they are on joint operations to supply intel. The Nigerian soldiers are those who knows the terrain very well, the entire area. So they are working together. I saw this clip earlier today. Now, I don't know how the Arewa is reacting to that, okay? Because initially they were all fuming when Donald Trump said he would be coming gun a-blazing, put boots on ground. So now that we have the American soldiers officially in Nigeria here to fight ISIS, who are those fighting the Fulani terrorists, like what they did to the people of Paskari, what the people of, Kayama local government area, right? And what they have been doing all over the place. In Kaduna, the Nigerian army were happy to rescue some of the kidnapped victims. Now, they took them to the government house in Kaduna. That is to say, well, yeah, it's as the terrorists are busy doing what they are doing on this side, the Nigerian military themselves are also doing their best to at least, rescue some of the victims, like these ones.